Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and welcome back to the card of the month. We are in a whole new year. It is February 2nd, 2025. We've had a frigid cold January. If you're just tuning in, I do a card of the month. I do a year ahead spread at the beginning, either December 31st or January 1st of the following year for that year. And every month I go through it after the month is over and reflect on what that card did or did not do for me in the month of January, or whatever month it is. Last year I decided to implement my card of the year, which this year is the Judgment card for me, after having the Wheel of Fortune. And so I think I'm going to stick with that. Like adding the Judgment card in each month to show, the comparable. It is 4:12 right now, p.m. The sun is out. It's 65 degrees right now. I have no idea why, because February is our bad month, really bad month, and we had a horrible January. We had 15 inches of snow in 2 days. And then it never went away until the last couple of days. It's been in the 50s, and now today it's right at this moment it's 65 degrees, and I'm like, what's happening? Either spring is coming early, or we're about to get a hell of a winter storm. One of the two. It's unsettling how beautiful and nice it is out today. Very unsettling, because I'm all confused because it's February 2nd. Here in the Midwest, it's usually frigid, freezing rain and cold all month. So we don't usually start getting decent weather till March. Usually like the first week of March is 50-50. It could be cold weather, it could be beautiful weather. But February 2nd, yeah, not usual. So here I am to do my, I've rambled on for almost 3 minutes, oh my God. My card of the month. So just to show you, this is from the Unfinished Business Tarot. This is my card of the year, Judgment card. And it's a typical, what I would deem a typical Judgment card. And as I was pulling out my card of the month, I said, why not just pull the Judgment card from there too? Let's just look at that. And I just dropped something. I still feel like it's a judgment of self. Don't know why I feel that way, but yeah, I've been really hard on myself, judging myself, because I'm like, oh, all I need is to take time to read or take time to write. All I need is to take time to do this or do that, and I don't do it. And then I'm judging myself for, why didn't you do that? Are you that lazy? And it's self-deprecating, whatever. So I really feel that's going to be my theme for this year, especially when I pulled a card that was the card of the month, and I really didn't pay attention to it until about 4 days ago, and I'm like, oh God. It is, and I pulled from my indie version of my Unfolding Path Tarot. I do have the mass market version too, but I use it for public consumption, whereas to use the indie as my personal deck. And what better way to use it than with a year ahead spread? So I got the Four of Cups for the card of the month of January. And I found out about 4 days ago, I'm like, what is my card of the month? Because I'd forgotten. And when I realized about 4 days ago that it was the Four of Cups, I'm like, no wonder I'm so whiny. I have been whining and crying all month long. And part of it is because of my job. We're expanding hugely. There's not enough employees in the area I work. There has never been enough. It used to be just me. Now I have a partner in crime, and as soon as I got a partner in crime in there, we got so much more work that we need 3 or 4 people in there. So and no one ever considers the area I work in as oh, you'll be all right. Even though I'm crawling home because I could no longer walk. I do the same repetitive thing all day, every day, but it is taxing when it's just two people and you have triple the work that you used to have. So that is changing. Hopefully tomorrow I will get, supposed to be getting a third person in there. He was supposed to start 3 weeks ago, and his life happened, and now he's starting tomorrow, hopefully. We don't know yet for sure, but anyway, I have whined and cried about my job all month long. I've been whining and crying about my job just because, yeah. And in fairness, there's been nobody holding out a hand with another cup saying, "Here, you can have this cup." I'm literally going, "Where's the cups? I need another cup," and no one's got one. So that's kind of my interpretation of the Four of Cups this past month is I'm asking for the help. I'm asking, hey, 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 I need extra help. I need extra this. I need extra that. I need this to happen so I can do this part of my job. And everybody's like, "Oh, you'll be all right." So, am I pouting for a reason? Yes. Am I pouting incessantly, unnecessarily a lot? Probably. But at the same time, am I? So that has been my month of just my now partner in crime. I say partner in crime. It's just that my other shipper person that I work with said we basically pretend in the afternoon that we're on a podcast, and she calls it the nursery because we're all crybabies. We're both crybabies in there begging for help, and no one's listening. And so that's been fun, kind of distracting from the unsurmountable amount of work we've had that we just can't do by ourselves. Anyway, so that is on point for the month of January, and I don't know why I'm always shocked that these cards that I pull the 1st of January, even 6 months from now, when I pull whatever card is that, I will be shocked to my core that the whole month that card played a factor, whether I looked at it or not. And I just always find it fascinating. This will be my 4th year doing this, and I always just find it fascinating. Maybe 5th year. Might be 5 years because I'm pretty sure this will be my 6th year in November. My 6th year on YouTube in November. So, yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. So, anyway, I wanted to show you a couple other cards. One from the Unfinished Business Tarot. This one is creepy because there's people down there partying. It's pouring down rain. He's eyeballing the 3 cups down here, and he's not seeing the one being offered behind him where it's safe, I feel. He's literally peeking over the edge of a freaking building. Like he's going to jump to get those 3 cups when he doesn't need to. Almost picture it as the grass is always greener on the other side. It's really not. I'm going to read from this just because I'm always curious with this deck. Because everybody in it is spirits. So it's always curious how they died. So let's look at the 4 of Cups in this deck. Oh, I just passed it. Oh, God. I'm just going to read his story. John Avery's Newark loft was alive with the sounds of a raucous party. Laughter echoed off the high ceilings, glasses clinked in celebration, and music filled every corner, creating an ambience of joyous revelry. Yet amidst this lively scene, John, a seemingly successful 45-year-old man, stood apart, an island in a sea of happiness from which he felt disconnected. Wow. See, these are so tiny I can barely read it. I wish I found my glasses right now. Hold on. Let's see if I can get my glasses on and read it better. Okay. Let's see. Does that help? His guest. Oh, it's his house. Wow. His guests, a mix of friends and acquaintances, appeared to him like actors on a stage, playing parts in a play he had long since tired of. Despite the warmth around him, a cold thread of ennui wound its way through his heart, tightening with every forced smile and feigned interest. As the night wore on, the noise of the party grew overwhelming. John's gaze drifted towards the sliding doors that led to the rooftop. He excused himself, seeking solace in the quiet night. The cool air outside was a balm to his frayed senses. He wandered to the edge of the building, lost in his thoughts, overlooking the cityscape below. In his contemplative state, John was oblivious to the precariousness of his position. The rooftop bricks, eroded by time and neglect, a detail he'd often overlooked, were not meant to bear weight. The subtle shift of his feet was enough to disrupt the fragile balance. With a startled gasp, John's footing faltered and he plummeted towards the twinkling city lights below. Interesting. So he accidentally fell off the building. Wow. The party inside continued in blissful ignorance, the laughter and music persisting as if nothing had changed. It wasn't until the screech of sirens pierced the night that a guest paused and asked, "Where's John?" "I have someone I want him to meet." The sudden realization of his absence sent a ripple of concern through the crowd, a stark contrast to their earlier carefree merriment. The general message of the Four of Cups calls attention to a state of contemplation and introspection where you may be feeling disconnected or disenchanted with the world around you. This card suggests a period of apathy or indifference, where offers and opportunities may be presented to you, but you find it hard to see their value or feel motivated to engage. It's a reminder to look beyond your immediate feelings of discontent, or boredom, and to consider what is truly fulfilling for your heart and soul. This card invites you to reconnect with your desires and to be open to new perspectives or paths that may reinvigorate your spirit. It's a nudge to awaken from emotional numbness. Holy crap. And to rediscover the joy in engaging with the world around you, even in small ways. Wow, it just called me out. Because I've often said I don't have emotions. I'm very emotionless. I grew up that very quickly you don't have emotions. It's weakness. And I feel that there's a... This deck is crazy. Crazy in that. Yeah, that's crazy. Did I read the Four of Cups in the... I don't think there's even a thing there. But then we show the new Marquette Tarot mass market I got here. And I was reading a little bit in here. This card of the month is very depressing because I don't deal with the cups usually, and most of my year is cups, so it's going to be an emotional ride this year. And already I'm like, I saw the Four of Cups as a whiny baby, not getting my way, stomping my feet, but at the same time, if you're in a depressed state, you're not going to see the things that are the beauty around you. You're not going to see the opportunities that are being offered to you, and I find that heartbreaking. Because sometimes you just can't get out of that depression. And wow. Okay, so I read this one before I did the video because I'm like, oh, it's a beautiful card. And if I'm not mistaken, that's Cancer sign in there. Yeah, it's water, so yeah, that's Cancer. And this one had an even different take, and I just now noticed the frog for the first time. Let me show you. I love frogs in a card. Look at the little froggy down there. Ain't he cute? Little spots. Looks like a toad. Anyway, it says a man sits under a tree drinking from cups. He has drunken the contents of 3 glasses, but doesn't seem inclined to reach for the 4th cup a short distance away. Here, things have reached an uneasy equilibrium. You have what you thought you wanted, but there will always be a cup untasted, a road not taken. You don't want to miss out on new opportunities, but on the other hand, you don't want to be the person who is always leaving your current situation for something that might or might not be better. Like I said, the grass is not always greener on the other side. The scene pulses with possibility. Will you stick with what you have, or will you reach for something new? The situation will be resolved by looking at other cards in the spread. So if you have a spread, and it'll tell you which way to lean. Yeah. But my problem is, and this is why I disconnect from the Four of Cups, is because I never reach for the unknown. I'm always one of those people, and I think it has to do with my upbringing. I'm one of those people that I grew up in a volatile situation. So, of course, when I find stability, I'm not thinking, it may be stable, but is it for me? Is it helping me grow? Is it helping benefit me? And the answer is not always yes. And that's why when I have the Mystic Medleys, the Eight of Swords in that, it's like a little ladybug, and she's wrapped up in a cocoon, and she's surrounded by the Eight of Swords, and she's got little blinders on, and she's going to sleep and taking a nap because she's comfortable. She has gotten comfortable in this uncomfortable situation. And I'm like, that's definitely me, because once I became stable and out of that situation I grew up in, I was like, well, at least it's not this. Never realizing there still could be something better than what you settled for. You know what I mean? It's like, I didn't settle, but I'm not reaching for the extra either. And I've been seeing that for quite some time now, which this is why the Five of Wands is my forever stalker card, because there's always that inner turmoil. I'm like, no, I need to stay put. It's stable for me. And there's another wild side of me that's saying, no, you need to reach for more. Don't settle for this. And so, yeah, there's always that tug of war, but I think it almost seems to start with the Four of Cups for me. And then, which is why I don't mess with the Four of Cups, because I don't like it. So the last card I'm going to show you is from the new Victorian Fairy Tarot. Not new, but the new version of it from Kickstarter. This is actually one of my favorite cards in the deck. It's got a dragonfly here, a little one here. There's something under or it's his reflection in the water. He's laid out. He looks sad. And I want to read the book. Look at this book. It's stunning. Stunning. Just look at that real quick. For summer. That makes me think of the snowman from the Summer Court. Okay, so starting with the courts, I'm going to go to Ace, 3, 4. For summer, which is the Four of Cups. The world is so full of a number of things. I'm sure we should all be so happy as kings. That was by Robert Louis Stevenson. It is summer in England, and the land is lushly beautiful, with delights at every hand. The long summer days offer infinite pleasures for the fairies, who are so deeply connected to nature. But this young fairy can't find the joy. Bored, cynical, filled with ennui. I don't know how to say that. Ennui? I've never seen that word. Ennui. I'm going to look that up because that's the second one I've seen. He lies languidly on the warm, mossy stones and can't be bothered to shift his sullen mood. Dragonflies zoom by him, intent upon their own purpose and sparkling in the sunlight. But the fairy is not moved. Everything is dull for him in his present state of mind. When you get this card in a reading, has life lost its sparkle? Even among the fairies, sometimes the doldrums hit and nothing has much appeal. That quite often happens to me. Dissatisfaction with daily routine can indicate a need to break free of its patterns and seek new ways to approach life with interest. It is often a matter of just opening your eyes to the wonders around you, as this fairy with the iridescent dragonflies. In a nutshell, ennui, boredom, dissatisfaction, and cynicism is the keywords. And yes, I had quite the depressing January. I had a much better January than last year, but there was still that, I don't want to try anything new, because I'm one of those people, if I know it's not going to work out, I don't try anything new. So, I'm like, why bother? It's just going to be bad. And that's also, again, a Four of Cups mode, where even if you're depressed over one thing, with me, it can take over my whole life. If I'm mad or depressed about work, everything around me falls apart. So maybe my takeaway is this, that I need to learn to separate things. If I'm mad about one thing or upset about one thing, I need to worry about something else. And I did have a new opportunity come up for me financially. Not for, no, it would make me even more broke than I already am. But my husband decided we didn't want to do it, and I decided before that I didn't want to do it. But it got me thinking about stepping out of my comfort zone. And I think that's what the Four of Cups is trying to say to me, is you need to step out of your comfort zone. If you really want something, you can make it happen. And so that's what I'm taking away with this here. And the Judgment card, of course, I'm always self-judgment of myself, because I'm a writer. That's what we do. So that's the card I had for the month. I wanted to show you guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos. And y'all have a good night.